Now that we have the techniques of U-substitution, factoring, and all the solving quadratics, we should be able to solve a fourth degree polynomial, meaning one that has a highest exponent of x to the fourth, such as this one, using U-substitution and other methods. The thing that you need to understand is, according to the fundamental theorem of algebra, which we will get into later in the course, every fourth degree polynomial should have four solutions. We'll get into that more later, but you should be coming up with four answers here. They could be real, they could be imaginary, they could be complex, they could be repeated, but you need four answers. So let's use U-substitution to give this one a try. So remember, this is quadratic like, so it's in that form of bump plus bump equals 0. It's in that sort of quadratic like equation. The thing sitting next to the b in this case is x squared, so we're going to set u equal to x squared. And if u is equal to x squared and we square both sides here, then u squared must be x to the fourth. Squared is to the fourth. So anywhere I see an x to the fourth, I can put in a u squared. Anywhere I see an x squared, I can put in a u. So what does this become? It becomes u squared plus 5u minus 36 equals 0 when I substitute in u and u squared for x squared and x to the fourth. Now, this is a lot easier to look at, and it factors fairly simply. It'll factor to u minus 9, u plus 9, u minus 4, because 9 times negative 4 is 36, 9 minus 4 is 5. And setting each of these factors equal to 0, we'll get u is equal to negative 9 and u is equal to 4. So are we done? Do we have four answers? No, in fact, we don't have any answers because remember, it's not all about u, it's about x. Since u is equal to x squared, we have to put that x squared back in for both of our u's. So we get x squared is equal to negative 9 and x squared is equal to 4. Now, how do I undo a squared? With a square root. So I'm going to square root both sides here, and I will get x is equal to, well, the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of the negative is I, so we get an imaginary. But wait a minute, how many answers was I supposed to get from an x squared? 2. What do I have to do? When I take the square root of both sides, I have to remember to add plus or minus. So there's 2 of our answers. If we have x squared is equal to 4, square rooting both sides, the square root of 4 is 2. We'll add in our plus or minus, and there are our four answers, right? X equals positive 2, negative 2, positive 3i, and negative 3i. Those are all four of our answers.